an empire powerful enough to challenge Egypt, a kingdom built on iron, chariots, and vast trade networks, a civilization that ruled the ancient world for centuries. Then, one night, it vanished. No final battle, no warning, just silence, fire, and disappearance. This is the mystery of the Hittite Empire, the empire that disappeared in one night. The Hittites began as small warrior tribes in central Anatolia around 1700 BCE. Within a century, they captured the mountain fortress of Hattusa, transforming it into the heart of a rising empire. Hattusa evolved into a political engine, towering walls, sprawling palaces, huge archives, and thousands of clay tablets recording laws, myths, diplomacy, and war. By 1400 BCE, the Hittites had turned from scattered warriors into a powerful kingdom standing beside Egypt, Babylon, and Assyria. At their peak, the Hittites controlled most of modern Turkey, northern Syria, and parts of Iraq and Lebanon. Their world was held together through alliances, vassal states, and trade stretching from Mesopotamia to the Mediterranean. Their military strength rested on the three-man chariot, fast, mobile, and lethal, a technological masterpiece of the Bronze Age. Their most famous moment came in 1274 BCE, the Battle of Kadesh, against Egypt's pharaoh Ramses II. It ended in a stalemate, but produced the world's first recorded peace treaty, an agreement carved into stone and preserved for over 3,000 years. But beneath the strength, the empire was fragile. The Hittites relied on grain grown far away, metals imported across the sea, vassal kingdoms forced to supply troops, and slow communication across rough terrain. And soon, the fractures began to spread. The system worked only when everything else worked. Any disruption, famine, rebellion, or invasion could fracture the empire. And soon, the fractures began to spread. Around 1200 BCE, a wave of chaos swept across the Mediterranean. It began with drought. Scientific evidence, tree rings, pollen records, climate modeling shows a severe, long-lasting dry period. Harvests collapsed. Cities starved. Then came rebellions. Vassal states like Arzawa and Amurru broke away, forcing the Hittites to fight multiple wars at once. Trade soon collapsed. Ships stopped arriving. Tin and copper vanished. No metals meant no bronze, and no bronze meant no weapons, tools, repairs, or chariots. And then came the mysterious Sea Peoples, a roaming force destroying cities across Cyprus, Syria, and even threatening Egypt. The Hittite Empire stood right in their path. The empire came under attack from every direction. From the north, the Casca tribes burned farms and cut the grain supply. From the south and west, rebel kings seized territory as the empire grew weaker. From the sea, unknown raiders destroyed ports and trade routes. Inside the empire, famine spread, political conspiracies multiplied, and royal succession turned violent. King Suppiluliuma II tried to hold the empire together, but every campaign cost resources he no longer had. Every year, the borders shrank. Hattusa, the great capital, was starving. And then, everything ended. Around 1190 BCE, Hattusa was abandoned almost instantly. Not slowly, not over decades, but within a shockingly short period. Archaeologists found buildings burned intensely, granaries emptied, weapons left behind, and no bodies anywhere. The city wasn't taken by force. It was evacuated, then burned, likely by the Hittites themselves. But why? Was it an enemy attack, political collapse, a strategic withdrawal, or a desperate attempt to deny resources to invaders? No theory fully explains it. The truth is still missing. Historians still debate the final cause, but the most realistic answer is unforgiving. The Hittites didn't fall from one disaster. They fell from all disasters at the same time. A perfect storm. Climate collapse, famine, rebellions, foreign invasions, trade failure, and the breakdown of political authority. Any one of these is survivable. All of them together, impossible. The empire didn't fall because it was weak. It fell because the entire Bronze Age world collapsed with it. For nearly 3,000 years, the Hittites were forgotten. Their cities turned to dust. Their language disappeared. Their history left no trace. Then, in the late 1800s, explorers rediscovered the ruins of Hattusa. Archaeologists uncovered massive fortifications, temples, palaces, and more than 30,000 clay tablets. When scholars finally decoded the Hittite language, an entire lost civilization reappeared. Its diplomacy, religion, laws, and wars preserved in incredible detail. The Hittites had been gone for millennia, yet their words survived. The Hittite Empire proves a stark truth. Even the strongest civilizations can collapse overnight, not from a single enemy, but from a chain of disasters no one saw coming. A mighty empire, a vanished capital, a mystery still unsolved. This was the empire that disappeared in one night.